first graders. My name is Miss R for anyone who doesn't know me, and today I'm going to be talking to you about your Making Connections assignment about the story The Hat. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about this page right here, but before I show you my work, I wanted to talk to you about making connections. Now, we've already learned what it means to make a connection when we're reading a book, and that there are 3 different ways that we can make connections while we're reading, okay? So I'm going to talk to you about those 3 things, about those 3 different ways that we can make connections. One of the ways is by making a text-to-self connection. A text-to-self connection is a connection between the book and your life experiences. So for example, this book reminds me of a time when and then you talk about something that happened to you in your life. That is called a text-to-self connection. That's one connection that we can make. Another kind of connection is a text-to-text connection. Text-to-text connections are when the book that you're reading is reminding you of another book or story that you've read before, okay? A connection between the book and another book or text that you have read. Okay, so far we have text-to-self, text-to-text, and then finally you can make a text-to-world connection. A connection between the book and events in the real world. This book is reminding me about what's going on in the world right now, for example. Okay, so those are the 3 kinds of connections that you can choose from when you're completing your Making Connections assignments. Okay, so this is my work. This is the connection that I made while I was reading The Hat by Arnold Lobel. Okay, on the top here it says, when I read the part where, and now it's our job to finish that sentence. Okay, they already started the sentence for us, so we just need to finish it. So this is what I wrote. When I read the part where Frog gave Toad a birthday present, and when he snuck into Toad's house to fix the hat, so I'm talking about both of those parts, where he gave him a present and when he snuck back in to try to fix the present. It reminded me, and then it's our job to finish that sentence. During this part of the story, it reminded me of, and this is what I wrote. It reminded me of the story, The Lost Button. So what kind of connection am I making? Is that a text-to-text, a text-to-self, or a text-to-world connection? You're right. It's a text-to-text connection because it's reminding me of a book that I've read before. It reminded me of this because I think Frog is a good friend to Toad. I believe Frog always wants Toad to be happy. Notice, after I told you what connection I was making, I also, after that, explained why I was making that connection, or why that part in the story reminded me of The Lost Button, okay? I also drew a picture to match my words. So here, when I was talking about how he gave Toad that birthday present, remember the hat that didn't fit him, it was too big. So I drew a picture of the hat being too big on Toad. And then down here, I drew a picture of the story, The Lost Button, because that's what I wrote about. And then I drew a picture of when Toad noticed that his button was missing on his jacket. And I also wanted to add some dialogue since we've been learning about character dialogue in stories. Okay, this is one example of a connection that you might write about. You might not make a connection to another text. You might make a connection to something that happened to you, right? A text-to-self connection, or you might make a text-to-world connection. It's up to you. Please make sure that you're using 5-star writing with your sentences, okay? And make sure that your pictures match your words and take your time. Okay, when you're done with your work, make sure to send it to me or whoever your teacher is. I miss you. I hope you're having a wonderful time and I hope you're being safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, boys and girls.